Hello there, beautiful humans. Melinda Joy, Crossroads Storyteller here with a video response to Ikale Sunflower. I will leave their original video linked below so you can find it. And if you didn't already know, every month on my channel, I share a collective reading, tarot reading, and 7 tapping videos to support us all in becoming our most true selves. So if you like tarot and tapping, you will definitely want to push the subscribe button for my channel. So today we're gonna just jump right into our questions. The first question is, what draws you to a circular deck? So the only deck that I've been drawn to because it is circular is this Tarot Original 1909 deck. And the reason why I have this deck is I intend to make some sigils out of this deck. I'm working on a 72 week long adventure with 22 teachings, and it's called the Shem Working, and there are 2 divine names for each minor arcana card. And my teacher, my Hermetic Kabbalah teacher, Naha, you might know her, she's on YouTube. She did this really cool thing where she overlaid the sigils of those divine names on top of the Rider Waite Smith imagery. And she did it with the regular rectangle cards. But as soon as I saw it, I was so into it, I wanted to do it too and have a Shem deck that's specific to me. And so when I found this deck, I was like, we're in business. And Naha used a really cool gold foiling technique, but I'm going to explore these metallic paint pins. Of course, I'll practice on this guy first so I know what I'm doing. But I think that these won't have any trouble with the glossiness of these cards. So if you don't already know about sigils, oftentimes they're placed within a circle. And so that's why a sigil would go so well with a round deck if I wanted to combine the two in a creative art project. So I have not yet started that art project, but this is the deck I'm using for it. And that's why I'm drawn to it. I'm gonna put this here. Question number 2, what challenges do you find that circular decks present? Yeah, so I think the primary struggle I have is with shuffling. So like this is not the kind of deck that I usually do this kind of shuffling with, although I guess that went over quite well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't find that many struggles. Oh, I know. Before watching all of the fantastic video responses to this hashtag, I had not previously known the way to read a circular card in all of its variety of positions until Saturnarium explained the way she does it, and I thought that was absolutely brilliant. So I'll probably link that video too, so you don't have to go searching for it. So before that video, I wasn't sure how to read one of these cards except for upright, so I just only read circular decks upright. But I'm definitely going to explore that strategy of reading circular decks with time and cycles and things like that. Question number 3. How many circular decks do you have in your collection? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. What is your most recent circular deck purchase? Okay, this is fun because my most recent deck purchase is the Mother Peace Tarot. And this is still in its packaging because I am doing a new strategy where I don't buy a tarot deck unless all of the decks I've purchased are already in my possession. And so right before I decided to do that strategy, I had intentionally, unintentionally, it's unclear exactly where my motives were, bought quite a few decks all at once. And so what I did was I kept them boxed so that when I had a moment of weakness, I could still enjoy unboxing something new, even though it wasn't coming in the mail. And this morning I had an experience of weakness. I bought a tarot deck. And so my immediate response was to buy more, but I didn't. You know, the sort of like, I already failed. How, you know, I can't make it worse kind of thing. Might as well just like go back to the way things were before. But I remembered that I could explore one of these decks. And so that is what I'm doing. So in addition to having a super fun time hashtagging with all of the tarot tubers of the internet, I am also tending to that part of me that gets a rush out of something new and special and unique and interesting, so that part of me doesn't take over and do something I might regret. So yeah, this is a gorgeous deck. This is my first time looking at it, but if you know anything about me, you know I'm into the any of the mythological sort of esoteric understanding of the world pre-patriarchy. I understand that there's not like a super clear point in time where it all changes, but you know, the kinds of decks that explore another way of understanding the world. I'm into that a lot, and from what I understand, this is one of the first circular, I think this is the first circular deck. And you might not know, I mentioned my academic training in one of my videos, but part of that academic training was studying historical feminist authors and theologians and religious studies professionals. And so this deck definitely itches that particular niche interest of mine. So yeah, super stoked to explore this post recording. Next question. Show me all your decks. Okay, cool. I just showed you that deck. I already showed you the Tarot Original. Let's give you pretty visuals so you can keep track of what I've showed you so far. I started looking at this archetypes deck. But yeah, this deck is in my life because part of my pre-tarot way of being was to study stories, biblical stories, fairy tales, mythologies, whatever I could get my hands on. And this deck super brilliantly, I mean, all tarot super brilliantly bridges the psyche and sacred stories, but this deck works out really, really well if I want to visually dissect a story or like pull out the parts of the story that are really vibrant for me, and then I can look at how those themes interact with each other visually. So yes, this is primarily, I got this deck primarily as a study resource kind of situation, but I really enjoy combining it with the Wanderer's Tarot. I think they both have a little bit of a simpler art style that complements each other really well, and I enjoy that a lot. Oh, and of course I thought of Janaki with Catomancy because they also look brilliant before you turn the cards over and read it. So yeah, that's a pretty, oh right, staying on theme, showing you all the, there we go. Okay, and my last one that I haven't mentioned yet is Spirit de la Luna. And this deck came into my life when I was more deeply interested in oracle decks. And this was one of the first decks in my life where I saw someone making it independently online on Instagram. And I was like, I must have that. I must participate in this creator's journey and result and all of the beauty that comes from it. And honestly, I have way more intentions of using this deck than I ever have used it, but it's beautiful. It's all lunar themed, cycle themed. I'm into it. Super visually appealing. And it's on the smaller side, so if people can't shuffle due to a circular deck being too large, this is probably not a problem. That was all the questions. My own little addition is that I would like one additional circle deck that I don't currently have, and that is the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. For similar reasons that I appreciate this deck, I'm interested in getting that in my life. So if you have a Daughters of the Moon Tarot that you're looking to rehome, hit me up. And I'm so stoked to check out everyone else's videos. I've really enjoyed all the videos I've seen already. I think the only one I've seen that I didn't mention yet was Rose Honey Rituals video, and that was also super enjoyable. So yes, I think that's everything. Oh yes, if you want to, you can send me gratitude, book a reading, or follow me on social with the link below also. Okay, now that is everything. So much love.